Patches on a sewing machine. Clips from Austin Resource Recovery's Fix It at Home online repair series.
So another kind of patch that we're going to do is best for small like tears or rips. And this shirt had 2 tears kind of along the arm. So one of them I did as an example already, and you can see here. So underneath here, there's a piece, we can look on the inside. There's a piece of that same fabric actually that I used for the other piece. And first, we're going to make this patch. And as you can see, instead of using fusible interfacing, I did a zigzag stitch all the way around the edges of this one. And then once we've done that, we can then sew this patch onto the back of the shirt so it's not visible, except from the front a little bit. You can see where the tear was. And I've used red thread throughout this class, but particularly here so that you can see it. But had we done this with white thread, it would be much less visible, but it would still be holding down this tear that had been there and reinforcing it so that you could still wear the shirt, and it likely wouldn't even be super visible, especially if you can see a little pop of pink from the fabric underneath. But if we had used a similar color fabric and thread, this would be barely noticeable from the front. So we're going to give that a try as well on a different tear on this shirt. It's right here. So I'm going to use, first I'm going to want to measure the size of the tear or the hole that you're covering. So you can use any ruler you have. This is a quilting ruler, but it's nothing special. So we can see this is about 1 inch tall, and it's not very wide. It's probably about 1/4 inch wide at its widest. So I'm going to take a piece of this fabric and measure. You're going to want to make sure that it's at least, I would say give it at least 1/2 inch on every side. I'm going to keep it pretty wide anyway, and then I'm going to add 1/2 inch on both sides, so that means 2 inches. We don't need to be super exact here, so I'll cut it right there. And then in order to make this patch, as you saw, we don't want this fabric to continue to fray on the inside when we're using this sort of patch. And so we're going to do a zigzag stitch in order for this to be sure to kind of like capture all of the edges so that they don't come undone while when you wash the shirt in the future or continue to wear it, because we want our repairs to last. That is the whole point of doing these fixes. We're going to line up the one of the edges of this rectangle or whatever. You can make your patch whatever shape you'd like. And I'm going to use a zigzag stitch. Most machines, I would say, have at least a zigzag stitch. I'm not going to use anything more fancy, even though my machine has some other options. I really think that a simple zigzag stitch is best. And basically, you're just going to kind of trap the edge of the fabric in that zigzag stitch. So you want to make sure that when the needle is to the furthest right, that it's not on top of the fabric, because you want to kind of catch that edge in, which will make more sense once I pull it off, once I've gotten around. So I'm going to start my zigzag stitch, and you want to make sure that you make it wide, but not too long. Usually you can set the settings of your zigzag so that there won't be a lot of space in between the zigzags. And then when you get to the corner, for this, I don't worry as much about it being exactly nice corners like I did with the other patch, because it was visible from the outside. But you can kind of continue to go all the way around this side. And then when you get to the next corner, keep doing that zigzag stitch all the way around. And again, the back stitching won't be too important on this. But now you end up with this nice rectangle that you can see has that zigzag all the way around the edge. So that kind of traps anything that might get frayed on the edges so that it'll last a long time on the inside. Now we're going to take, so you can see this arm has this hole right here. We're going to flip it inside out so that we're looking at the inside of the arm of the shirt. And then you want to decide which side of the fabric you want to potentially be showing a little bit on the outside. I'm just going to use the right side, or the more vibrant colored side of the fabric, to face outwards. So you want that side to be down because this is the outside of the garment and this is the inside. And then again, we kind of want to center that patch on where this hole is. So, and you also want to trim the threads as you go from this patch. So there are threads from that. So you have this hole and you're going to center the patch on top of it. And then I'm going to put a pin on the end, on each end, just to make sure that it stays while I'm sewing it. So you can see when it's pinned that this is what it looks like. And then I'm going to put it back on my machine. So we'll see that here. And as I did before, I have most of the garment to the left of the machine. And now I'm going to switch back to using a straight stitch on my machine for this part, which means I'll go back to making sure that I'm back stitching at the beginning and end of every row that I'm doing. And what I'm going to do is, as I showed kind of in the example, we're going to sew almost straight, but a little bit diagonal so that we can make this long kind of slight zigzag that will kind of go across the tear so that it'll reinforce the areas that were torn before, and it won't continue to tear. So I took my first few stitches and now I'm going to back stitch and kind of continue to go. Being sure also that I'm on the side of these pins. I'm not sewing anywhere near them. You want to make sure not to sew near the pins, as that can be slightly hazardous. And then I'm going to use the back stitch function here and basically back stitch my way slightly diagonally from where I started. And then I'm going to go forward again and then backward again, this time diagonally. And you can move your presser foot around a little bit to help you kind of make that diagonal. And now I'm going to go forward again. And that time I did the same thing that I had done once again to keep the needle in the same place like I did on that triangle. And I'm going to back stitch here as well, and then probably just do it one more time for this one. You may want to make your diagonals a little bit closer together than I did on this example, especially if you want the stitches to be tight over where your hole was. But this is just one way that you can do it. And then we clip. So now from the inside, it looks like this. You can see this zigzag. And from the outside, you can see that we have sewn over where that hole was. And you can see a little bit of the fabric underneath because there was a bigger hole in this one. But again, if we had sewn with, say, white fabric, this wouldn't be too noticeable, and is a great way to kind of mend something that may have a smaller hole in it. It can also be a fun statement if you decide to use a contrasting color thread, like I did here as more of an example. So this is another great way to go over a small hole and patch from the inside instead of from the outside.
Thank you for watching.